Everybody, welcome. Speak Up Monday here, episode number 442 from memory. And as you know, the first Monday of every month, we have a very special health segment with our dear friend Tracy Grunewald, who's sitting right next to me. And tonight is really exciting because, she's amassed an absolutely wonderful all-star panel here in Bali. And tonight we're going to be talking about medical tourism. We're going to be talking about quantum tourism. What does that mean? How does quantum tourism interrelate? How does it kind of move inside of wellness tourism and medical tourism? So tonight you may have recognized them before, but we'll start from the end and work our way through. So we have, I'm going to try my best to pronounce everything beautifully. So Dr. Igede Wiryana Patalajaya, who is the chairman of Bali Medical Tourism Association with decades of experience. He contributes to Bali's hospital administration and integrative medicine initiatives. Thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
Thank you. And then we have Associate Professor Dr. Ni Made Eka Mahadewi. That was pretty good, right? Now, she's a senior lecturer at Bali Tourism Polytechnic, an expert in quantum health. So tonight we're going to learn about quantum health. I can't wait because I want to learn all about it as well. And the intersection of quantum physics and well-being in Bali tourism. Now, as you would also recognize, we have I'm going to give a little bit of a round of applause here. Dr. Professor Gelgel Wirasuta, Chairman of Bali Usahda, an expert in toxicology and herbal medicine at Udayana University. Previously, if you remember, advisor to Bali's governor on traditional medicine, and I think it was traditional Balinese wellness as well, from memory. So really wonderful to have you here. And of course, Tracy Grunewald, who's the founder of Health Hub Bali, and she specialized in functional medicine and whole health models addressing chronic disease, autoimmune conditions, and cancer. And I'm your host, as you know, Robert Ian Bonnick, otherwise known as the tourism architect or the gateway to Indonesia for medium to large companies, both local and foreign, where we ensure that they connect well with Bali and Indonesia at large. So, as I think I've mentioned tonight, we have a really interesting topic. So I think the best way to begin, I'll put this computer down, is to ask each of our wonderful guests to introduce themselves and maybe talk a little bit about themselves and also about what they're looking forward to discussing tonight. So we'll start as we did before with you, Patrajaya. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think that this is the third time I came here. Yeah, 2 times. I think that this is the third because before we are talking with Tracy, and once again we are talking the integrated program. Yeah. So in this time, I would like to inform to you that after we have a suggestion, opinion from you, so we start to action. Yeah, what we said before, that learning by doing. And I have already finished to make the program, the package, to integrate it between the medical conventional for the wellness element and the traditional Bali. And last month, my team have already come to Oman, invited by the ambassador of Indonesia in Oman to promote our program. And last month, on 23rd until 30, I will be go to Holland to promote our package too. Yeah, so we have some package including the medical checkup. We combine between the medical conventional and then we using the wellness program like a medical spa and then nutrition and etc. including the traditional Bali. Traditional Bali maybe meditation and etc. like this. And we have already to make the package and there is a price for that. So we would like to promote for the travel agent, travel insurer, and then including the like in Holland there is diaspora doctors, and maybe we will be meet with the special in my clinic for the senior living. So we will meet with the Nusantara senior living in Holland, and not only to promote, we would like to make a relation with them to increase the quality of the services in Bali. I think that's all.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, if you pass the microphone to Dr. Eka, so now, just before you introduce yourself, just let's go straight into our audience, which is, I think there's a few medical or practitioners here which are kind of, they know stuff, but just want to quickly double check. So who here, just raise your hand, understands what we mean by quantum tourism? Raise your hand if you understand. If you don't understand, raise your hand high. If you don't understand quantum tourism. There you go. So in our audience, we have 100%. They do not understand quantum tourism. This is a good start. So at least we know what we're working with, right? So look, while she gets ready, we're going to be talking about a few things tonight. So one is discovering quantum tourism and its link to Usahda and how Bali's integrative medical approach fosters wellness. Another one is we're going to understand Bali's framework for supporting health journey models. And then we're going to unpack the quantum difference in Bali's unique wellness offering. And just in perfect time, Eka, you've done this before. She is ready with something very special for us. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Rob, for the time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm very happy here. Sorry, I get colds.
So the microphone a bit closer to your mouth. Yeah, so the mic a bit closer to you. Yes. Yes.
This one?
Up here.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. So we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think Rob already mentioned there is no one knows what is quantum tourism is. Yeah. I would like, before my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Eka Mahadewi. I'm not, my background from tourism sector, my master and doctor in tourism, but I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor in philosophy. Well, I would like to introduce quantum tourism by using this presentation. Before we go to the presentation, I would like to inform you about the quantum tourism already popularized and already have the website. You can access in institutetourism.com, which already organized by UN Tourism. The former Secretary General of the UN Tourism, United Nations of Tourism, Dr. Stadip Rivai, and then he is the one of the founder of the institutetourism.com. So about the quantum tourism, there are some YouTube or video you can find the institutetourism.com. But right now I would like to share about the information about the quantum tourism. I think here we already have Dr. Patra and Prof. Gelgel will be mentioned about the Usahda and medical, but I'm asking about the tourism perspective. I think we go to this section about the quantum tourism. Actually, quantum tourism means the quantum aspect used in business of tourism. Can you catch my point? Have you heard about quantum? Yeah.
All right, so
quantum is related to physics, right? Yeah. Everything about physics science, and then you can implement to tourism aspect. So we call it as a quantum tourism. For example, about the energy, about the atom, about the technology, and then all of the output of the quantum physics we can use in tourism. So we can call it as a quantum tourism. Then this is the I think we are not in a classroom, right? How about you, Rob?
Not in a classroom today. So I think what will be good is
I'm very nervous because all of the audience, I think, is from medicine, right? From doctor.
They're not. They're from around the corner. We rented this audience. Their faces. No, so here, maybe not for the whole presentation, because we've got a long talk tonight, but maybe just if you could sum up the key ingredients of quantum tourism. Yeah, the key ingredients.
Well,
we can go.
There are many books asking about the quantum. Which one is related to quantum tourism? I think all of the books related to tourism, because in tourism we learn about all aspects, from tangible and intangible one. And then this is the point of the quantum tourism. We talk about the physics science. We know physics from visible and invisible, and also from tangible to intangible. In visible, we learn about the universe, material, molecule, atom, particle, invisible. And in invisible ones, we talk about the quanta, energy, vibration. And then the combination of the visible, invisible, that's we can implement to tourism aspect. So we call it as a quantum tourism. And the other side, in visible aspect, we talk about the character, the habit, the action, and then the invisible aspect, we talk about the minds, feelings, and then many indicator of the feelings. So the collaboration of visible, invisible, collaboration intangible and intangible, that's we call the quantum of tourism. I think the quantum implement to tourism aspect. And for the quantum physics, actually this is the science of the Einstein. Yeah, the Einstein. And then why we learn about the quantum physics from this side, I quote the Einstein quote, yeah, God does not play this with the universe. This is the Einstein quote. And then the others, I think from this point, this one, the quantum tourism, why we call as a quantum tourism, because we talk about the tourism aspect and the quantum physics, and then the combination of the tourism and the physics science, we call it quantum tourism. Then what is the relation to Prof. Gelgel and Dr. Tantra? We combine to event tourism. In tourism, we know about the event tourism aspect. In event tourism, we learn about the business, festival, entertainment, and sport. So, medicine and the medical and the Usahda from this side, from festival and the culture. So we note here, culture for health and wellness. We learn about the medical, treatment, spa, yoga, healing, and spiritual. I think this is the point of the definition of quantum tourism. This definition I found from the respondent in Bali, the stakeholders of the tourism in Bali. They said that quantum tourism is travel activity from the origin area to the tourist destination area that prioritize the quality of tourism, travel by using quantum technology to improve the travel experience and tourism services, including aspects such as smart trip planning, data security, and more personalized interaction in travel, and the goal of gaining self-tranquility, giving or gaining happiness, acceptance in a new environment, seeking answer in the destination for previous ignorance, giving and or getting love, joy, obtaining peace, and even to get enlightenment in the tourist destination. There are some definitions.
Okay, if I can just quickly chime in. If you go back to that slide, the one before. So you go back one. Okay, no, go back. Yes. Yep. So I think number 2. I can see a few people's. They're still struggling a little bit with this. I think number 2 does a really good way to describe what it is. So quantum tourism is a travel concept that emphasizes unique, transformative, and immersive experiences for travelers, often involving interaction with technology, culture, and natural environment that utilizes the basic principles of quantum mechanics. So again, I think that what you can kind of pull into your brain, because I know there's a lot of information here, is quantum tourism is a travel concept. So think about, unique, transformative, and immersive experiences. So it's not just one level. You're talking about multiple elements coming in. So you're not just going to one destination just to travel because, you want to see the volcano. You're going to one destination because there's multiple elements. Happiness is one, and maybe you can describe a few others that you're going for. And because you have all of these different elements which are coming to that one experience, that's the quantum. Maybe just explain a little bit about that, because I think that will help them to kind of grasp the concept, because it is a difficult concept, I think.
Okay, I think before answer your question, we go to the another model. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Can you hear?
There is nothing more agitating to your mind than extreme pleasure. Right? It's like...
Can repeat it, yeah? So from this video,
once again.
okay.
We have a once more, yeah?
Yes, dah besar ya, Dek?
You want to play it again?
Okay, one more.
Happiness is peace. It's not pleasure. Right? And everybody thinks happiness is trying to get as much pleasure as you can get. There is nothing more agitating to your mind than extreme pleasure. Right? It's like peace.
Okay. At the end, when you travel to Bali, I think, and I'm sure that you want to find peace here in Bali. Is it right?
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely.
Okay. So from this statement, we go to another. This is about the why people travel to Bali, and then this is the Bali tourism model from quantum perspective. At the end, people who travel to Bali, they would like to find peace destination. They would like to feeling peace, and then from all of my presentation, I use the Hertz model. I think this is the I think from your side. Have you heard about the Hertz model?
Yes, so the Hertz, love is 500 megahertz. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then from this tabel, which one is your position? In love, in joy, in peace, or in enlightenment? So I have a survey to the stakeholders and their perception. Tourists who come to Bali, most of them feeling happy when they stay in Bali. And then they feel peace, and then they come to Bali for another reason, and then they come for joy, love, enlightenment, and acceptance. That is the percentage. So most of them come to Bali because they are feeling happy to come to Bali. Okay. I think that's all.
Could you go back? If you go back a few slides, the one with Bali. So
Bali.
keep on going back. Keep on going back. Keep on going back. That one.
Okay.
So I think this one is really good as well for people to kind of see all the different elements, which make up quantum tourism.
Yeah.
So you've got quality tourism, you've got culture, you've got quantity tourism, you've got rural destination, urban destination, seaside destination, 3 types Bali as destination. Over here you've got the planning, the ergonomic, the cultural, the applied technology, the cleanliness and safety. Then you've got event tourism, you've got health tourism, you've got edu-tourism, you've got smart destination, you've got wellness tourism, experiential tourism, and the rest that you can see, food and culinary tourism. So I think you can kind of see, even though you might not have a perfect description in your head of what quantum is, I think you can grasp that it's formed of multiple things. Okay, and we'll get there after, so just hang with us. And thank you very much indeed. I'm sure we're going to go a little bit deeper into it, but thank you so much
from
indeed
the
for
quantity side, I think Prof. Gelgel will mention about what is the quantity tourism from perspective of Usahda. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you very
much for your kind attention.
Okay, so we'll now move on to Professor Gelgel. So where we're at is that if you could kindly introduce yourself a little bit, and what's important for you to talk about tonight, and then we're going to come back with some questions.
Hi, good evening. Nice to meet you. I'm Gelgel Wirasuta. I make more research in herbal medicine, and then I try to go into the Balinese traditional medicine as expert of Governor Bali since 2018. So the Governor Bali find that Balinese traditional medicine is one of our important heritage from Bali. That was the first time was introduced by Empu Kuturan. There is many inside science in that I call as hidden knowledge inside. The quantum energy, according to the today topic, so many things has been written in Balinese literature. We have many reference in the Usahda. I was see around 3080 the Usahda literature that was belong to the Balinese library in Denpasar, but not all was find out the evidence, make research. So since I was as expert of the Governor Bali, we make the Balinese regulation for implementation of the Bali traditional medicine to make integrative medicine with the conventional medicine. Now, you or we can find out the Balinese traditional medicine can practice at the first level of the clinics in Bali, and then join together in the hospital. Like you can find out in the Bali Bandara Hospital, there's one of the clinic Balinese traditional medicine. So today we have collaborating integrative medicine with us. So we also with Dr. Patra introduced to medical wellness medicine to make another perspective according to more find out in the international by Global Wellness Institute that more market in this wellness medicine. So we try to make this as our original Balinese traditional medicine, Balinese wellness medicine. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Just double checking, people know what Usahda means here? Usahda, just raise your hand if you don't know what Usahda means. If you don't know what, just raise a hi. Okay, so about half the room. So
Okay.
Could you explain what you mean by Usahda? Yeah.
Usahda is the terminology of the Balinese people to for medicine. Usahda created by Empu Kuturan in 8th century. Usahda was writing down in the lontar in the reference of the Balinese. So Usahda means that how Balinese people do medicine, do medical anything.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yes.
So if you hand the microphone to Tracy. Yep. So thanks, Professor Gelgel. So Tracy, over to you. Maybe a little introduction to yourself, if you like, or how we can connect these elements together: quantum, wellness, medical tourism.
Right. So, in the past, we've had I should say who I am. My name's Tracy. I'm the founder of Health Hub Bali, and what we're doing is we're showcasing what Bali has to offer. And we start with the medical the health and the wellness journeys, but the different facets here. So what we have coming to Bali is health seekers and vitality seekers. And part of it is the whole, when we talk about whole health, we're talking about, first of all, finding what baselines are, what issues some people may know, what they have, but if they would like to investigate and find other ways that they can improve and connect themselves to better health. So that's with the Usahda. Well, we have a thing, we could even say, we've said in the past, Bali is a catalyst for change. Even if you do nothing, you'll have a shift. This is what we would call quantum. We're talking physics. Here in Bali, we not only have the Balinese, we have also ones from, say, throughout Indonesia, bringing all their traditional medicines as well as expats. But we also, we have quite a few doctors who are physicists from Russia, and they're doing all sorts of things using dark rooms and that. So they're taking people's bodies into a different state. So sometimes in the world of medicine, Health Hub usually operates from a what we call hard science. Some of these modalities are what we call pseudoscience in the world of allopathic medicine. But the fact is, the future of health and adaptive medicine, regenerative medicine, that's the way it's going now. And we're using Bali as a platform to pilot some of these health journeys. People that don't know what to do with their health. They would like to prove their longevity and vitality. They find that peace, but they want to be different, elevate life.
Thank you. So two things which are quite important. One is that, so this is, I think, the 33rd episode we've done of this whole health series. So the other 32 we have on a YouTube library. So if you want to know what that YouTube library is, feel free to contact us or just go to YouTube, Speak Up Monday, and then you'll find that library of those other 30 plus episodes which make up all of what you're basically hearing tonight. It's a story that continues from the beginning all the way through to where we are now. So it's a really good thing to actually do, right? That's probably number one. Number two is, probably the next question is understanding Bali's framework for supporting health or supporting this health journey model. I'm looking at you, Patra. I don't know. I just look at him and I just see a handsome guy with the same haircut. So when we talk about being that you're the chairman of Bali Medical Tourism Association, so when we talk about understanding Bali's framework for supporting the health journey model, what comes up for you that's important to share with everybody here?
Yes. Maybe before we have already to describe about the program, what is the purpose of the program, and etc. How we make a collaboration between the medical and the wellness and then the traditional. So once again, because we know that for the medical aspect, we are not only thinking about the treatment, about the make cure and etc. But we would like to make a big about the after the people maybe have a problem, they have sick, maybe for example diabetic. So we not only stop for the treated the people, but we would like to find what is the problem in their body. And then there is a new concept like a functional medicine, as you know that there is some stem cell and etc. like this. But once again, we're looking for the newest medical treatment. But the other side, because the spirit of our leaders that must be start to integrated the Balinese traditional medicine. So this is, I think that's good enough. Yeah, we have already, this is not I myself talking about that. There are many now in, for example, in hospital, government hospital, in Bali Mandara, some of the doctors, they are thinking the same with this concept. So we start to prevention, promotion, treatment and rehabilitation program. So this is that. And involved with, you know, that, for example, the improvement of Bali is good enough because we don't pray for the tree or animal, but we live together. Yeah, we are as a human would like to make a special celebrate for the plant, for the animals. So the taksu Bali of the what is we call that the power or atmosphere of the Bali is different with the other. So I think that in my experience, because I have the clinic for the senior living, stroke rehabilitation, and cancer support center, they feel there is support from the improvement of the Bali. The power of the improvement of Bali can be supported for the patient getting better. So once again, this is that I'm happy with Tracy that there are many experts. They're looking that we have spirit. Yeah, we are only have spirit. We don't have much experience, and because research and development maybe in Indonesia is not good enough, but I think that we have from the expert, they give me support, they give me suggestion, opinion, and etc. So in one time, we hope that the health tourism in Bali with the journey will be popular in the world. Yeah, so this is my thing.
Thank you very much. And if you pass that microphone to Dr. Eka, question now, this is perhaps answering this will also help people to grasp a little bit more. So we're talking about quantum health in tourism. So how do you think, or feel, it could be one thing that you could pick on, which is, how Bali can leverage quantum health within its tourism sector. What would you say to that? So how can Bali leverage quantum health, or this quantum idea in its tourism sector? What would you say?
Well, I think when we talk about the quantum tourism, I stand...
A little bit closer to the microphone so we can hear you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Right now, I stay here in between of Dr. Patra and Prof. Gelgel. Prof. Gelgel from traditional side and Dr. Tatra from international side, popular, yeah. And it is mean that what is the function of me as a tourism in the tourism sector? And right now, I talk about the quantum health. Tourism find the impact of the Usahda and medical side. When people come to Bali, they travel to Bali, and from the perspective of tourism, I would like to invite tourists come to Bali, not only come for the visiting our attraction, but they will love to learn about Usahda and then practicing the medical side. We have right now we have an international hospital in Sanur, and also in Ngurah Hospital we have international facilities of health. So in tourism perspective, the combination of traditional and the national or international ones, it will be positive to tourism side. And then from the quantum side, from the element of hertz frequency, when people travel to Bali, they will feel, I hope they will feel enlightenment. They will feel peace and happy and joy to travel to Bali. Okay.
So what I'm getting from what you're saying is that, that when someone comes to Bali, as you're saying, it's not just one thing, right? It's, it's an immersion into Balinese, but 360 degrees, from the culture, to the physical aspects, the mountains, the mental, emotional, spiritual, right? Aspects of Bali as well. And you mentioned about, and I think it was another guest we had many years ago now, who was talking about the 7 ley lines of energy around that underpin Bali, that create this environment for healing, for rejuvenation, for rebirth, right? So with this quantum model, from what I can hear, if I'm hearing correctly, it's drawing in all of these different elements into your experience that becomes this immersive experience of Bali, as opposed to a one-dimensional, I go there because there's happy hour at the Padma Inn between 6 and 7, for example.
Do not forget, when we talk about the quantum tourism in Bali, we do not talk about only Usahda or medical. We also talk about the technology, how the tourists travel to Bali and then they can find the information from the IoT, from the information, online information and other technology output, just such as the AI, something like that. So it means that when we talk about the quantum tourism, we combine the quantum technology and the quantum energy. Yeah, and then people travel to Bali tidak merasa asing, tidak merasa purba. They can feel that as a human, they can find the technology side and also the traditional side also.
You know, there was an article which I saw a little while ago, and it was about, you know, how does, again, it was I think it was a Balinese person who wrote it, and it was saying, how does Bali move forward into the future whilst leveraging all of the things that make Bali special, right? Including technology. So on this show, for example, it's 442. We're across 10 different market sectors, including technology. So there's a whole bunch of technologists that we've interviewed on the show, from blockchain to IoT, you name it, right? So you're bringing in all of that. In a way, what it sounds like is, you know, how to kind of leverage, but also how to maintain the beauty of Bali and all the different elements that make Bali unique moving into the future. That, in a way, is what quantum tourism says to me. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's a feeling which I get. What comes up for you when I say that?
I think Prof. Gelgel will answer. I think from my point of view, all of them come to our culture, our taksu. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Prof. Gelgel?
Yeah, so Prof. Gelgel, I think Tracy's hiding that microphone from you. She doesn't want to give it up. It's like, no, it's my microphone. So what comes up for you when we just had that conversation there about perhaps Bali moving forward into the future with this view of quantum that embraces all of these different elements that make Bali unique, including technology, including Usahda. What comes up for you?
Yeah, there are two different approach between conventional medicine and traditional medicine. The conventional medicine is approaching modern, focusing on the target, curative. But the traditional medicine, they're focusing not just on curative, but modern healing. Like in Usahda, we know as harmony between human, God, and environmental. But in conventional medicine, we couldn't find that. If you got sick, headache, you got paracetamol. They don't think what making inside, what you think about that. But the Balinese traditional medicine try to find out the cure, the element of you making confused. They try to make on 3 dimensions of the human, environmental, and God, they're making balance. So they're more deep than conventional medicine. That's the difference, approaching of the healing of the traditional medicine. In correlation with the quantum energy, I learned more quantum chemist about energy, spark, quanta, anything like that. But in ancient time, we find out like communication without vibration of the wavelength, like handy. But the people in the ancient time, they make communication with the telepathy, we know that. I think about you, and you feel what I thinking. We can make the communication, but we don't have evidence at this time. We try to find out to use this as integrative medicine. The function of the medicine, we try to analyze this in the 3 dimension, Trihita Karana. What is influence of the 3 to making our life is harmony? Because the target is our life is making peace, to find out at the first harmony in the 3 dimension.
Man, I love hearing everyone speak. Just a quick, again, like to check in with everybody, make sure everyone's keeping up. Trihita Karana. Raise your hand if you don't know what that means. It's okay, yeah? Trihita Karana. If you don't know what it means, just raise your hand. Hi. Beautiful. Great. So, Professor Gelgel.
Trihita Karana is the philosophy of Empu Kuturan, the target of our life. The origin of our life is we find the balancing relationship between human to human, human to environmental, human to God. If you got this balance, that means you have healthy and peace in your body. If you have sick, that means there is 3 dimensions have no balancing. I got a problem with my wife that making confused, making stress. That's one.
Or husband.
Yeah.
She's like, yes.
That's called menopause.
Yeah.
Oh, that's called
Yes.
menopause, as an audience member
We
said.
try to thinking.
Menopause.
With
Is what do I do when my wife get me headache?
So we digress.
That's right. That's right. But
You show compassion.
yeah, the important thing.
Civil War.
How did we think about that? That is our reality of life. Yes, we should at the first reality and then accept it. If you got a problem, it is real. Yes, that's reality to me. That's a problem, and then you realize that and accept it. That making no problem. If you see that no problem, that means making no stress, making anxiety, no. That think you're getting better life.
So what's going to happen is that in about 5 minutes or so, my 5 minutes have been known to be 15 minutes, by the way. The microphone will go to you. One of the microphones here. So not yet. Don't give it to them yet. Otherwise, we'll be here for the rest of the night. So if you have a question or you're thinking about a question, just write it down somewhere or remember it. Now, one way to describe Trihita Karana, and I'm really hoping, as I'm surrounded by my Balinese brothers and sisters here, that I do it justice. But it's a way that my Western mind could get my head across it, right? So it goes something like this. And pardon me if I make a mistake. So if you are starting a business, okay, it's a framework as well to guide you. So let's say I start a business, then your first question, it's a triangle, as Professor Gelgel has just explained. My first question is, what is the impact of my business on human to God? So how does my business affect culture, custom, tradition, religion, right? How does it impact that? If I come down over here, how does my business initiative or project, how does it impact human to the environment? Regenerative systems, policies, practices, how does that work? If I give it a score out of 10 and be honest, where is it? Is it 10, meaning it's really good, or is it 1? I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement. And the final one then is human to human prosperity. So how does it create prosperity? And and that can be for the local village. That can be for you, right? So these 3 things put together gives you a beautiful framework to assess your impact on, for example, Bali in this case. So again, human to God, culture, customs, tradition, religion, human to environment, regenerative systems, policies and practices. And the third one, human to human prosperity. And the beautiful thing about this, I think this thing should be taken to the world, by the way, is so what Professor Gelgel was explaining is how that relates to the person, to the individual. It's the same. So this Trihita Karana can be applied to everything. Basically, it is a beautiful, in this case, framework. Now, I do not do it justice saying that, but I think the Western mind gets it clearer when I do. Okay. Question for you, Professor Gelgel, the last one, which is obviously is never the last one, my brother. Never the last one. So because you had this great position of, advising the governor of Bali for traditional wellness, traditional Balinese medicine, when we look at quantum, right, what is it, if there was one thing that you could choose that you would impress upon the next governor, right? This is one thing that I would love to see you do that would have a great impact on how Usahda interrelates with quantum tourism. What would you say?
I see the quantum tourism is quality tourism, high quality tourism. That means the people come to Bali not just for fun, find the way of life. So we will introduce to furthering the Balinese traditional medicine, go to the integrative medicine, and also go to the healing, and also for the retreats, travel into the Dove. That mean that we have the way of life of Bali, way of traditional medicine of Bali, that the target of the Balinese life is happiness of peace. We try to spreading that to you, to tourism, to find how the Balinese people find the happiness in their life.
Oh, man, I could listen to you forever, all of you. So, Dr. Patrajaya, being that you're also in the position that occupies, this governmental, the interrelationship and the intersection of government and private citizens, right? Yeah. So, if I ask the same question to you, maybe for the next government coming in, which is in a few days, well, a little bit more in a few days, but if there was one thing that you could impress upon them, that you would love to see them doing in relation to this quantum tourism model, what would that be?
Yes, I think that, in my opinion, that because we have already the regulation, we have the local regulation, we have the degree of the governor before. So maybe the next governor, I think that will be continuing for this. This is for the like the legal aspect, but for the implementation. So I start to make like a model or pilot project, and we find the doctor who have the same concept. We do for this. And I think that if there is a good response, many doctors will be joined with this program. So I'm as a Balinese people, I myself now doing what is Prof. Gelgel said about the Trihita Karana. My wife is still on recovery program. So we are looking God, environment, and with the human. So this is maybe I think that good enough. We start from the regulation we already have, but not only regulation is like a paper, but how to action. This is the point that we would like. And so we start, for example, Prof. Gelgel said, now all of the government hospital is already implemented for the Balinese traditional medicine. And there are 2 private hospitals is already. And for the clinic, I think that Puskesmas in Denpasar, in Bangli, Badung, I think that around Bali is start to give a services, to integrate it between the Balinese medicine with the medical conventional, I think. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And if you pass the microphone to Dr. Eka. So, Dr. Eka, firstly, I just want to thank you because by far, firstly, our brothers, you are now a sister, our brothers, Professor Gelgel and Patrajaya, have been on the show before, so they kind of know what to expect. You came on the show with an enormous task, which I think I underestimated too, of describing, what is quantum tourism, to including Mia, who didn't know really what it meant, and already I have a much better grasp of what it is through your slideshow and through listening through how the different questions clarify or shed a bit of light from a different angle on what quantum tourism is. So without leaving you out, and then Tracy, you haven't spoken very much tonight, so it's coming to you after Tracy. So same question to you, because being a lecturer at Polytechnic, being that you're at the forefront of this quantum tourism model, what would you like to see, with the next government coming in? What would you like? How would you like to see this quantum tourism model brought forward? And maybe if there's one thing that is the most important thing for you at this time that you feel would be a good time to mention it now, please feel free.
Thanks, Rob. Well, when we talk about the quantum tourism, from my perspective, because I work for Ministry of Tourism and Economic Creative of Republic Indonesia, and one of the university in Bali is my campus, Bali Tourism Polytechnic. I would like to introduce that quantum tourism in Bali different than others destination in the world. We have a taksu, we have a culture, and then it makes different than other tourism destination in the world. So from this point, I would like to underline that quantum in Bali, for this point, quantum health, you cannot find in the other country. You just find in Bali with Usahda and support by the conventional health. I think that's all my point. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you very much indeed. We're not done yet, but please a round of applause so far, because tonight it's been tough. Come on, round of applause, everybody. See the hands work. They do. Now, so we're going to go to, as I said, my 5 minutes can be 15. So after we'll hear from Tracy, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. We'll take this mic that's in your hand and we'll take it to the audience, and then we'll come back to kind of finish off afterwards. But Tracy, as I mentioned tonight, you're the person who has brought this illustrious panel together. The last 30-something episodes, I remember 2.5 years ago when I sat down and said, Tracy, I know what we need to do, right? And it was doing this once a month health special here on SpeakuP Monday, Destination Indonesia. And I've seen so much progress, and so have you, over the time, working with government, having incredible people like this, brothers, and a new sister Dr. Eka, right? I think it's fantastic. So being that you're the magician, the sorcerer who brings everything together, is there anything coming up from what everybody said that you'd like to say at this point to clarify, or just something that you'd like to say, and then we'll go to some questions?
Just referencing what Eka just mentioned before about the hertz, the high frequencies, and the peace that comes over. That's that feeling that you get when you hit Bali. Now, you can do that with tech machines. I know in India and Germany, we've had plasma machines, biofeedback machines when people have issues, and it takes the fear out of and resets. So it takes the fear out of their diagnosis or whatever other traumas they're having to deal with, so they can heal. Because in those lower vibrations, they cannot heal. So this is a quantum thing. So Bali does this automatically. But with the knowledge and our understanding it, we can feel safe. and understand it. And we're talking about health journeys here and putting packages from a tourism perspective together. So it can't just be random. People need health guides and infrastructure set up to organise this so they can understand it properly. So that's where it becomes experiential, and then the transformation happens right in the centre. And it's very personal, it's very individual. The body will heal itself, but we've got experts here, doctors, medics, on every level that can put these programs. It's only by working together.
Thank you, Tracy. So does anyone have a question? Raise your hand high. I know you do. Okay, over here. So if Guzman or Hadis or somebody else will take the mic from you, Dr. Eka, temporarily. Now, Carol's probably closer. So yeah, Guzman, we go to Carol. So just remember, mic drop. I was going to leave that until the last moment. It happened now, people. The mic drop. It's okay. The mic dropped. And you're next because you're going to mention Marie. Come on. You're going to mention, come on, after this. So Carol's thinking about a question. Or you can give the mic to Marie if you want. Oh, you got it. Okay, good. All right. Over to you.
So thank you very much. That was really, really very interesting. I lectured in tourism for 20 years. And my specialism was experiential and immersive and responsible tourism. And I traveled the world helping destinations, but small communities create experiences for tourists. So what I loved from what you shared was how you made it very Bali-esque by mentioning this healing thing. So for me, it made me think of the difference between health tourism and healing tourism, which is a very different concept. And it was very multidimensional. It has a transcendental aspect to transcend yourself out of your illness, but also transcend yourself out of your limitations by connecting with people. So there is a lot of things that's already been done that's kind of like rebranded on the quantum, because regenerative tourism, is the last new thing, and now it's quantum, so it's fascinating. But I want to expand actually on what Tracy finished on, which is that as an educator, I know that the most important thing is to transform very complex concepts into very easy to swallow pills that everyone can understand, that your average Joe can understand on the street. So what actions are you planning on taking in order to make that digestible so that everyone can understand? And how are you going to make it easily accessible? Because it's one thing for it to be a concept, but it's another thing for it to be something that people buy into.
Beautiful question. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, brother. So this one will go to our sister, Dr. Eka. Over to you.
Well, thank you. Excuse me, may I know your name? Caron. Thank you, Mrs. Caron. I think it's the great question asking about the quantum tourism. Well, there are many types of quantum medical, quantum spiritual, quantum many things. I think already informed you by my presentation. Well, to make it easy, I call it by quantum tourism. I call it as a quantum tourism. So when people come to Bali to explore their travel, and then they want to escape to healing, something like that, and then getting spa or meditation. I think that is the point of the one side of the quantum tourism product. Well, according to your travel to Bali, what makes Bali difference from the aspect? I think you can combine all of the Balinese tourism product. For example, we are here in Bali. We have a Tridatu. Have you heard about Tridatu? Or we can call it as air, water, and fire, something like that. From air, we can learn about the quantum aspect by yoga, by healing. And then for the water, we learn about the quantum tourism by melukat. We call it melukat, right? Have you go to Tirta Empo, something like that? And then from fire, we have also fire den, or what you call just like a melukat by water, but this is by fire. Maybe you can find some in other destination in Bali. So that is the energy of Bali. That is our product of quantum in Bali, and then. This is make it Bali different than other destination. I think that's from my side. Was it Prof. Gelgel, maybe?
I mean, you know, what also comes out, right? One second, Dr. Eka. Well, what I've noticed, right, is, you know, it was G20 some years ago, right? Tri Hitakarana wasn't known for most foreigners like me, okay? But then what happened was that Tri Hitakarana became G20's slogan, right, to the world, Tri Hita Karana. And then from that came a whole bunch of educational material. So one was the media picking up on it and giving examples in which people could understand. Another one, when you go to the airport, maybe domestic terminal, last time I saw it, you had this beautiful art which explained what Tri Hita Karana was in pictures. Because words, I can read it, you can read it, maybe I get a different view. Pictures tell 1,000 words, right? When you look at now, you know, again, this is another tourism initiative, right, from Pat Sandi, you know, do's and don'ts to enter Bali. So where do you put it? At the entry points to Bali, you have do's and don'ts. You have on your phone, you have posters, you have pictures. So people that then come in are being desensitized and being informed as they go that, hey, in Bali, I don't wear a pair of tight shorts to a temple because I've seen a picture on the way in that tells me that's not what you do. So I think, you know, it's such a new thing. Again, I haven't heard of it. I'm sure other people have. I haven't. But I think with new things, it just needs that way of maybe using pictures at the accessible points where people see it and they're immersed by it, and it eventually seeps into the psyche of this is what quantum tourism or quantum health tourism is, for example. So I think, you know, it's already been done before. It wouldn't surprise me if that kind of thing is repeated again. Now, I know you have more questions, but let's...
you don't? Just saying that you can do that in India, you can do it in Peru, you can do it in Mexico. Yeah. You can also do some, you know, in sub-Saharan Africa. Bali is not the only place where you can combine the three elements. And it's actually good to seek communication and help with all these other destinations that have got the same strength as you have, and to make it an international movement, so that everyone gets to know it, because that would be really fascinating.
Thank you. So now we have an announcement, a quick one from you, my darling, because I think it's important. And you, okay, people, it's like this. Those watching online, it's great that you're watching online. Thank you so much. It's better if you come in person, because then you actually get to meet wonderful people like this on our panel, but also other members of the audience, which are kind of there. There's Michael from Spinology. Oh, did I just plug someone? I think I did, right? That you think, hey, Spinology, I've heard of that before. Oh, I know where to go. Or Tracy Health Hub Bali. Oh, where do I go and see her? So by coming in person, you get to meet people that can help you on your next step. Maybe Carol doing some consulting work. I think I heard that. So because you've come, that's the reason why I feel honored to give you the space to a special announcement for someone who's watching from Australia. just give us 1 minute. Okay, no, you're good.
I'm Australian. I'm Marie. Have a corporate health business in Australia, but my friend Kelly came to Bali a few weeks ago for we did a retreat together, and it had a huge impact on her because she saw some Balinese spiritual healers and did a lot of stuff. So hi, Kelly. So just a quick story, and then it'll lead into the question I need to ask, which is for me is really important. So I have other friends who, and we were staying actually at the Bali Harmony. I was at the Bali Harmony Yoga Retreat. My Australian friends were on a holiday back in Australia. I was staying there looking after their personal villa, their dog, etc. Just looking after the place, enjoying the pool. I got a bell on the door one day, and these two very scary immigration guys turned up, and they were really grilling me about what I was doing there, because the manager actually, he's now got the sack, I'll tell you why in a minute. He wasn't there, and no guests were there because there was a renovation happening, and there was only one guy. They couldn't find him when they were looking. Upstairs I found him, but that terrified me because I was there in a personal sense. I wasn't working or anything. I would love to work in Bali, but I need to know my legal, how I can do that. I have no idea about. I know you're not allowed to do it unless you have right visas and everything. But how do you find out all that stuff? Do you need a lawyer? Do you go to the government or?
All right. Tracy wants to say something. Tracy said, just Health Hub Bali. But let's give it a microphone. And if you pass that mic over here as well, just while Tracy's waiting in. Guzman will take it. No, that's it. Okay. Over to you, Tracy.
Yeah. So Health Hub Bali is about making everything legal, legitimate and credible. Okay, so just to bring some kind of order and structure, it's not just we're a guest in this country. This is Bali. There's an infrastructure here, and there's local knowledge that's needed, and so it's better sometimes to engage as a group like that. Yeah.
All right, great story for that question. It's all right, but it's a valid concern, right? And there's many people who've been on the show that have a similar concern. So thank you for raising the question.
Yeah, just a short one to Professor Gelgel. The Bali Mandira was a brainchild of Marco Pastica, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this I remember. But I had one interesting experience 20 years ago with Pak Circus. I don't know who knows Pak Circus? The healer in Brava? No? Pak Circus.
Pak Circus.
Pak
Yeah.
Circus.
A few hands went up there, and then they ran. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, it was pretty interesting and pretty amazing to go to him. And once I learned something, even I don't drive motorbike, he said to me, Detlef, once if you would have a motorbike accident, you rather come first to me, and if I cannot help you, then I will send you to a hospital. And that was pretty interesting, because after me, there was a little boy coming in, maybe 5-6 years old, with a broken arm. And it took Pak Circus a minute, and it was kind of healed or in a preparation to be healed. So what means that maybe for a broken arm, you not necessarily go to a clinic. Maybe there's somebody who have another answer for that. And that was very impressive for me to learn this, especially this what we Westerner would never ever learn. You come first to me and then I send you to the clinic. Hey, of course not. But that was pretty interesting. And for this whole concept, what I love, what you present.
Thank you, Brother Detlef. We pass the mic over here, and Professor Gelgel will answer the question.
Yes, thank you. The first thing is how to change and make action, attitude. The Balinese people find out that everything is belong to God. God created that. If you believe that, you can change the thinking way. I got change. I trust that it's making from God. That's the first thing. But in the Western or conventional medicine, I got this. Because accident. Nothing. So I need medication to prevent. And the first thing Balinese people say, oh no, I got failed because I got imbalanced relationship between two gods. What is? And because of that, you need the first Balinese healer to find out that thing. Which the harmony, in harmony, even in your body. They find out that, and then we try to help you. It is really in balance, 3 dimension, or belong to conventional medicine. He will guide you to find the way.
Thank you, brother. Great work, Detlev. Professor Gelgel, thank you very much. So we've got the last question, I think, and then we'll have a few last questions for us. A few last questions.
All right, thank you so much. Before I go on with my question, I want to say some stuff, which is like, thank you so much for what you're sharing. It's such an amazing knowledge. Before then, I'm a GP, I'm a medical doctor, so I'm an Indonesian, and then right now I'm working in wellness, basically in a retreat, and it's been fascinating. I'm kind of like combine those two. What I see is that when I'm hearing this, like quantum tourism is really like the concept of wellness. So it's like they say it's like mind, body, spirit. But this is more like authentic of like Indonesian way. When you mention about Trihita Karana and Tridatu, it's like all the elements and those concepts, like what Sis just mentioned before, which is like in India they have that Ayurvedic, and then right there in China they have like Chinese medicine. This is like giving that true colors of like Balinese medicines, and I would love to see like what you just shared also for the medical doctors itself, which is like the Western medicals, to learn about the traditional way also, because that's what happened in China. They teach that. And that's what happened in India. They teach that to the Western medicals to get them informed also. Because okay, I'll tell you, when I'm studying medicines right here, and they tell us like, don't ever take jamu, like that's like natural herbs, because we don't know the dose, we don't know this and that. And how about if you just teach us what's stable, what's not, right? It will be a really great way instead of go against that. That will be such a beautiful balance. So that's what I want to say. And so my question is actually, this is for Dr. Patra. You mentioned about your program, and that's amazing. You're explaining about you promoting to some other countries and things like that. I want to know about this. What kind of package did you offer? Like, what kind of target is this? Like, this is all for tourists, right? So is it about kind of like they come here as like some Indonesian, they come to Penang for a medical checkup. It's like those international hospitals, they target into that, like Western side of it, all the standard things about it. Or you're more focused into certain programs for just like wellness rejuvenating, and people's like burnout and come here, it's like, hey, I need a retreat, I need to restore, and that kind of target. Or more like a illness side of it, like chronic illness, they want to have a holiday at the same time. I also want to just like having a medical treatment. Or what kind of things is it? What kind of taste is this program? So can you explain more about this?
Thank you. If you pass the mic back to Guzman, and Guzman will bring it back over here. Thank you. Over to you.
It's okay. Yeah. So thank you for your question. Yeah. We have 4 focus for the health tourism in Bali. The first is medical tourism. This is the sick people will come to Bali for treatment, for operation, and etc. But the second is about the wellness program. We call that medical wellness. Yeah, it is the prevention and promotion program. Yeah, so we combine between the medical conventional with the wellness element and the traditional Bali. The third is about the sport tourism. is already run for the like running and etc. And the fourth is about the scientific health tourism. We will promote first is for medical wellness tourism, because we know that Bali is already famous for the wellness. So we complete the wellness program with the medical aspect, like the before and after program. There is a standard like we do for the laboratory examination, and then to meet the doctors, and doctor will be explain about the program, and after the program we do the examination again. So we compare between the before and after program. So this is and now we some of the operators in Bali, they have the special program like Prima Medica Hospital with the medical checkup, and then Bali Royal Hospital with the stem cell program, and then I myself from Sadajiwa for about the senior wellness program. This is special for the senior people, yeah. And then Bali Mandara Hospital for the rejuvenation, and because if you are getting older, so there is in your eyes there is something they can do like this and etc. And we have 22 operators with the different program or package. So this is once again we know that this is the complex program what you said, but I think that we start from who have like the same opinions or principle. We do make a package and then we start to promote, but this is for promotion because we have invitation from the embassy. Yeah, so not by myself, but they know about that we have a package, so they invite me come to them. I hope that still we complete the package, and then we do the promotion, not only the selling, but to have like a suggestion or opinion from the customer. So it can be mixed that we have the local genius, what we said before that about the Tri Takarana, Tri Datu, and etc. So it's mixed that one time there is a Bali style for the medical wellness. I think that's yeah.
Thank you. And look, so keep the microphone. We're going to go for one last kind of wrap-up question, right, for each person. Now, with you, Dr. Eka, I'm going to let you know what the question is now, but it's going to be after Patra answers his. So for you, my dear, it will be, what are the challenges? We've seen some of them tonight already. How do you make something so what appears to be so complex, simple? In a way that people understand, right? We've looked at that one, but the question for you will be, is there any other challenges that you see ahead, being of your role in tourism as well? Beautiful, right? To spreading this awareness of quantum tourism or quantum health tourism. Now, but before we get there, so when it comes to you, got it right here, Bhattacharya. So, training and education. So what training or educational initiatives do you think will be necessary for healthcare professionals to effectively incorporate quantum health principles into their practice?
Yeah. Okay. So, continuing that what the question before, that our package has already have license from the Ministry of Health about the program, because in this program, the people who manage or to take care of this program, they must have responsibility, they have a license, they have a standard procedure operational, and etc. like this. So it's mean that for the evidence base, the medical evidence base, we can that this is the professional program. Yeah, and for the traditional Bali, we work together with Prof. Gelgel because they have the organization have authority from the governor of Bali to give. This is the people that have a license to doing for the traditional medicine. Yeah, so this is that. We do, and I hope in the next what we said that we must be always to talking about this program, yeah, because you know that Bali is depend on tourism, yeah. So we would like that the quality tourism, one thing that health tourism will be can be do in Bali, and this is the first is how to change the paradigm, the medical doctor from the conventional. They are thinking about the traditional because mostly of them is Balinese people. We are talking in Bali, yeah. So Bali, but we don't thinking about what is Prof. Gelgel talking, yeah. But some of the doctor now include with the program for the integrated program, they say. So I think that this is we start, yeah. But once again, we look that this is the big, maybe the long journey, but we do step by step. There is a milestone, and maybe one times we will arrive at it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. And just before we hear from you, Dr. Eka, so brother Professor Gelgel, Wirasuta, so your question, which will come after Dr. Eka, will be twofold. So one is, how do you see within this quantum health model the future of Usahda? So what would you like to see happen with Usahda and how it combines with this quantum model? That's one part of your question. And the second part is if there's anything that maybe you haven't spoken about that you wanted to, you'll have a moment to speak about that as well. So before that, we'll get to Dr. Eka. So Dr. Eka, your question was, what are some of the challenges? Maybe choose one challenge that is being faced here or you can see in the future, and maybe how do you think it can be solved? Yeah.
In tourism, we talk about the human who travel. So the challenge is about how to make people happy and they get enlightenment with their conscientious, and then also make them happy and joy. I think the underline is about human, how to make people happy to travel to Bali, and they feel peace in Bali.
And then the last part is that being that you're also, a lecturer, what would you like to see included in the courses for this generation coming through, for them to better understand and to better put into action this quantum health model?
Well, for the young generation,
Yeah. And just the microphone a bit closer to your mouth as well. Yeah, the microphone. Yeah.
Well, I think, again, we talk about human, right? Without health, we can't do anything. So, stay healthy, and we can learn about how to handle our energy, how to handle our body, and then we can learn from a quantum side. I think that's it.
Now, last one, your book.
Yes.
So can you tell people...
Lot of question, right, to me?
Yeah, but you see, you're the lady over here, Tracy's sitting next to me, and I'd love to hear you speak a little bit more. So that's the reason why. And also, your brain is incredibly deep, right? I saw that in your presentation. So I think it's really wonderful for people to know that you've authored a book. So what is the name of that book? Where can they buy it? Please let people know.
Well, I have a new book, Quantum Tourism, the title Quantum Tourism. If you want to find it, you can access online in the published producer, or just click in Google, and then you can find Quantum Tourism, and then click my name, Nimade Eka Mahadewi, and then you will find the book. Or you can book direct to me, it's fine. I think that's all.
Wonderful. And if you can also contact me, and I can pass it on as well if you give me that book, which I think you did already.
Just contact
so
me
that way, no, but it's the least we can do, right? All of you have come, taken some time out. The least we can do is give you an opportunity to share something that's important, right? And Dr. Patrajaya, if you have a book, you let me know, okay? I know. No, your third book is coming. I know. It's okay. So Professor Gelgel Wirasuta, over to you with that two-part question. Please let us know.
Thank you. The first thing I would like to introduce that wellness. The target of the wellness is high quality of life. Balinese people have the way how to find the quality of life. So we will introduce that. So indeed, we need your cooperation between us to spreading our Balinese wellness, and then we can introduce to the world why the Balinese people find the quality of their life. That's the first thing. So we need collaboration. So the governor of Bali have prepared. We have a new diploma education of the Balinese traditional medicine in Hindu Indonesia University. If you want to study there or make collaboration, you can go in to find many way the Balinese medicine. That's so we waiting your cooperation to make like Michael asked me, and then I also the expert from tourism medicine from health medicine minister to introduce this wellness medicine to the society. So that is the way to make collaboration.
Love it. Thank you so much, brother. So if you pass that microphone to Tracy, Professor Gelgel. So Tracy, I'll give you a bit of time, right? Because it's only fair. I can't put you right in it now. So in a minute or two, we'll ask you to kind of wrap up anything that maybe you'd like to reinforce, or perhaps something that you'd like to say that you haven't had the chance to say yet. That time will be yours. Then after that, we'll close the show. And as the people who kind of know, all of us here are going to have a photo, or all of you there and us here are going to have a photo here, right? It's fun. It's good. So we're going to do that after we hear from Tracy. In the meantime, I just want to thank a few people. Guzman, Hadis, Ayu from Tropical Nomad, episode 442. I think we've done 269 episodes here. Whoa. And there's another 100 and something we did somewhere else. So just want to thank you for being a technical partner. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to hear us, see us. None of this would exist as it does. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you to the audience every week. It's really interesting because it's like your birthday party, right? So you might worry in the beginning, who's going to come? Who's going to come? And whether it's 10 people, 150 people, they're always the right ones that show up. Have you noticed that? No matter what the number, right? And so here I know that there's already going to be some deals going on, or some collaborations within the audience between themselves. And that's really the bonus of coming to an episode that just appeals to you. Because remember, it's self-selecting, right? Each episode attracts the person who is interested in that episode. Therefore, they are the right market for each other to communicate, right? Thank you. And then, second from last, I just want to thank my brother's new sister from this way to this way, Dr. Patrajaya. Always love you, brother. It's great to see you again. Really good. Sister Eka, again, you did really well, and you had the hardest task tonight, but you did it. Thank you so much. Tracy speaks very highly of you as well. I know why now. I can see why. Now, my other brother, of course, Professor Gelgel Wirasuta. I have spoken about you probably too many times in the episodes. That one about, the most missed part of what people understand about their health, and it was how you think. But anyway, that for another time. Tracy as well, again, I've said it before, love you dearly. Thank you so much for this collaboration that we have. Even though sometimes off camera we can drive each other crazy, but we love each other, so it's okay. And that also creates, the best episodes. And tonight you really have pulled together a wonderful panel to explain something that's very difficult going in, but I think people have a much greater idea of it now. So Health Hub Bali, remember to check that one out online and so on, and you can get access to a wealth of tools, a wealth of people, some of which are here tonight. So please make sure that you do that. Now, what else can I say? I think I'm going to pass it to you, Tracy. Anything that you'd like to say, anything you'd like to share, please feel free.
I'd like to just say thank you to everyone here. And tonight's mainly that you can see very clearly that, but this is microphone working.
Yes, the microphone's good.
Hello.
There you go.
All right then. Tonight's mainly about showcasing and that you can see who is here in Bali looking after the medical tourism, and our wellness. I'm the health side. Which is we're connecting people to better health, and the quantum really is about us connecting to ourselves as well. It's innately, everything happens in the right way, Bali way. All right, so thank you very much for coming.
Round of applause, everybody. Thank you very much indeed. See you next week. Bali Bersama Bisa.